All right, so we've played a deck like today's before in, what is this, Historic? And I don't think we did very well, but Pioneer seems a little less harsh towards this kind of combo and this kind of plan. So this is a deck I found on MTG Goldfish by user DJJ, and it is like a Titan mid-range list, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I swapped just like one part the Water Veil for a Thoughtseize because I didn't have the fourth one, but besides that, this is what they were playing. So if you're not familiar, the main sort of combo here is Titan's Nest plus Willowgeist. You kind of put some cards into your graveyard, and then you can tap this 4-mana enchantment. I'm sorry, not tap, but you can exile a card from your graveyard to add a colorless, and then you can use that mana only to cast spells that are one or more colors or without X in their cost. So we also play Willowgeist, which is just a 1/1 for green Treefolk Spirit creature. It has trample. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you put a counter on it, and then when it dies, you gain life equal to its power. So the cool thing is Titan's Nest isn't like exile X cards, give X mana. You have to do it one at a time, which means Willowgeist triggers one at a time. So if you have 20 cards in your graveyard, you can exile each of them one at a time, put 20 counters on Willowgeist, and suddenly you have, a 21/21 trample on your 1-mana creature, which is pretty cool. That's how you kind of want to end the game. And then the rest of the list is just kind of a mid-rangey shell to help get us there, but also take advantage of Titan's Nest as a mana engine as well. So, 1-drop slots here. We're playing 4 Thoughtseize, a Fatal Push, and some Otherworldly Gaze. Obviously, just good mid-range tools, and Gaze helps us sort of filter our draws while also filling the graveyard. But we're going to keep moving right into the 2-drop slots. We're playing 3 Abrupt Decay plus Assassin's Trophy as some sort of catch-all removal. A single Dredger's Insight, again, fills our graveyard, but also pretty decent as we, exile Otherworldly Gaze or flashback Otherworldly Gaze in order to do whatever, filter again, or Champion Wits. We eternalize. Every time one of those things leaves the graveyard, we get to gain a life. If we have Willowgeist plus Titan's Nest, or even just Titan's Nest by itself and we want to make a bunch of mana, if we have Inside Out, we can just start exiling, creatures. It doesn't really play artifacts here, but then you can just keep gaining life in order to sort of hedge yourself against aggro. Moving up into the 3-drop slot, Dead Recovery is just a good MDFC land to be playing, but then we're playing Champion of Wits, which is a 3-mana 2/1. When it enters, you draw cards equal to its power. If you do, you discard 2. So generally, it's draw 2, discard 2 on a body, but then the same thing, you can eternalize it later for 7 mana, and then it's become 4/4, so you draw 4, discard 2. Again, later in the game, a lot easier to do that off of, mana and things like that too. But that extra mana, because Titan's Nest is, you can only cast it on a spell that's one or more colors. You can't really use it to activate abilities or things without extra cost. The other sort of combo piece, or synergistic piece, I should say, is Kiru Goldkeeper, which is another 4-mana spell, 3/3 flying dragon. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you create a treasure token. So this basically with Titan's Nest doubles your mana if you're casting a big spell like Part the Water Veil or Peer into the Abyss or things like that. But it also just allows you to sort of filter that mana into anything you want, which would let us, say, eternalize 7 mana, or, for whatever reason, cast an Impending Cost, or, flashback something, or awaken something, or just hardcast these. It just kind of speeds things up as you go. Also has the renew ability. Says exile this card for your graveyard. You get 2 counters and a flying counter on target creature, which honestly isn't that bad with Willowgeist. It gets rid of this and then gets 2 power and flying. Makes this a pretty decent threat in the air. And then as we keep moving here, the rest of the deck is just sort of that heavy top end to take advantage of Titan's Nest. So playing Lear, Disciple of the Drowned, spells can't be countered, and then each instant sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback equals its mana cost during your turn, which allows you, again, to flashback all these smaller pieces of interaction that we're playing in the mid-range sort of shell, but every time we flash something back, Willow Dice also gets bigger. Overlord of the Battlemerc as a one-of, just, you know, fills the graveyard, something good to get back off of some other spells and things like that. And Pending obviously gives us a threat after we play this early. It comes down after 5 turns, and then we can start generating additional value from it. And then over here, we just have our sort of powerful top end that we're trying to crank out with Titan's Nest. So Part the Water Veil, just take an extra turn. If we cast it for 9 mana, we just do Awaken 6, make a 6/6 land creature. It has haste. We're also playing Virtue of Persistence as additional little removal in the early game that can also start reanimating some big things later on. And then Peer into the Peer into the Abyss. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life, round up. So you could possibly do that to yourself, or you can, you know, force someone to draw a bunch of cards if they're playing something dumb. I don't know. Mana base is relatively simple. We're just Sultai, playing a bunch of fast lands and things like that. A couple Besieju, or a single Besieju. We got a Zagoth Triome in there, and then, like I said, we have additional Bala Dead recoveries to buy back things from the graveyard. And that's about it for the main deck. There is Bramble Familiar too, which is a way that we can ramp into things, but it also allows us to mill 7, and then we get to put something onto the battlefield from among those, whether it be a creature, enchantment, or a land. So one, this mills us a lot, but it also helps us find Titan's Nest, or double Titan's Nest, or find a Virtue of Persistence, or things like that too. So it's just sort of something else that we can sink our mana to in the late game. Sideboard wise, just got a little bit of everything. A couple Spell Pierce against spell-based decks, control combo. Another Fatal Push, pick your poison as some enchantment artifact hate, along with Terra Sunder, which is another sort of catch-all that pairs nicely with Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy. Collective Brutality is pretty good against aggro. Lets us hedge our life total, plus pitch something out of their hand, -2/-2 to a creature. Of course, we have to discard, but hopefully we can drop like an Otherworldly Gaze or something else that we don't care about popping into the graveyard too much. Necromentia, in case there's something lame we want to get rid of. Lotus out of those kinds of decks. Lumra from Shapeshift list and stuff like that. Path of Peril is just another cheap card that we can use against aggro, clear the board. Ashiok sort of plays well against that Shapeshift list as well, because it doesn't let them search their library, and then we can also mill ourselves if we want to help fuel our Titan's Nest, kind of +4 mana every time we mill. A couple Leyline Void and a Thought Distortion, just as some general hate. So, a lot going on. We're going to see how we do. But I'm excited to play something like this, especially we've been trying to find a shell in Historic for Kira Goldkeeper for quite some time, and I think we tried it with Nest once or twice, but I wasn't sold on it. But we'll see how it does in a different format. So let's hop into some games. This is very slow, but we do have something to do with Otherworldly Gaze for our first 2 turns, so I don't hate it. Chat. This man's stealing our stuff. Also, did anyone see that Mono Black? What was it? Mono Black. Was it Mono Black Devotion that did a 5-0 in Modern? It's the last time you saw that. We're gonna gaze here. I think we're gonna keep that Dredger's Insight actually. Bramble Familiar, Champion of the Wits is pretty good. Let's bring back the Familiar, I think. Gain ourselves a life. Even though we just spent our 2 life to shock in a breeding pool. We find a land. I think we're just trying to play the Familiar out. And then play Passage and pass back. Might get that shocked by opponent here. Torch our tower, boys. My tower has certainly been torched. Pass back. But yeah, Giantech's doing well. People have reached out to help me. Some guy on Reddit was like, hey, I'm like, I forget what he said, but he does this for work. He's like, if you ever need help, let me know. I was like, hell yeah. I have no clue what I'm doing. Interesting. All right. Let's grab a batch source. I don't know exactly what I want to do here. I think we're just going to jam this, which isn't the best. I don't know what, we'll see what kind of, ooh. So he's just on what, black, red, mid-range. We're gonna get a swing here. I think we'll block the fear of missing out if we can, but I think we're gonna get our Chiro taken care of. Indeed we do. He just makes a couple mana. He does a Mutavault there. And he goes for a Shieldred. Gross. Did we mill anything relevant? We have a Fatal Push. But I guess we don't really have a way to play it. Let's play another Kiru. But he's just gonna double swing with Shieldred. I guess we could have Bolajed. I don't know. We're in a tough spot there. We're just dead. Let's try to game 2. Kept 2 of us slow of a hand, right? No interaction on our part. Let's bring in another Fatal Push. I honestly don't hate Pick Your Poison. But Brutality sounds decent too. I don't think Peer into the Abyss is very good here. I think I want to go down on a Keeper. Down on a Bramble Familiar. Corrupted Chase. Okay. Champion of Wits. Down on Nest. They don't want to keep everything else. We could bring in another Terra Sunder. We might want to do a 2-2 split on Decay and Trophy. Just so we have a couple more generic answers to things, but I'm not super worried about it, chat. We're just jamming some games here. Little Thoughtseize off the rip here. What you got for me, baby boy? I can take care of most of that, so good on me. We'll take our Leer. I do like Leer a lot, just in general. Let's get an Ashiok set up. He's playing Go Blanks against us, which we kind of figured. Opponent gets 3 mana, annexes, draw 2, lose 2. We're going to Corrupt Decay it. Play this tapped. Hold up mana for Otherworldly Gaze, or we're just gonna keep milling him. Got rid of double Fatal Push. We'll definitely take a Nest here. Wow, we're hitting a lot of his discard. That's very good. Still got a full hand of stuff, but we have Balmark plus Nest. We don't have anything super relevant to dump mana into at the moment, so. I wonder if it's worth us. Oh. That's pretty good, chat. That's pretty good. Is it worth us gaining some life? We could also mill ourselves. Just to see what we hit. And we get our Bell merch. We're gonna take at least 8 here and go to 4. If he shoulders us, we go to 2. We can otherworldly gaze on our upkeep, maybe. Let's see what we find. Do we have anything relevant to bring back? Or just familiar? Just familiar. There's the Shieldred, like we talked about. We also get the Surveil. Looking for relevant cards to draw. And take a Bramble Familiar. Spin us into... What do we spin into? Let's get rid of Geist. We just have Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay doesn't do a whole lot. We don't care too much about other Nest. We get to cast Bramble Familiar. Fetch quest, see what we find. It's kind of cool because you can like chain those together. Kiru kind of gets us somewhere, right? We just make a bunch of mana here. And then we can Leer and part the Water Veil. But that still doesn't get us out of anything. We'll let that resolve for a moment. Yeah, I think we're still dead. Not really. We can play second. Oh no. We can Abrupt Decay this. And then we can swing with Overlord. And try and find some other relevant stuff. Then we can replay this. Chat, we're doing a lot. I don't know if we'll get anywhere. We can mill ourselves 3. But we don't really have any way to get anything. Second Kiru. This is fun. I will say that. This deck's kind of wild. We can bottle get the Ashiok back. And we can Ashiok ourselves. We're kind of just looking for like an assassin's trophy. There's a fatal push. That gets rid of Shieldred. Oh, okay, he scooped it up. Wow. Interesting. Good for us. That was, yeah. That went pretty well, chat. I think we do want the other Terrace under. Okay. We did a lot there. We drew a lot of cards. Not drew a lot of cards, but we milled a lot. And eventually found a way to get rid of Shieldred. So that was hot. A little slow, yeah? A little slow. Interesting. Let's drop the part the water veil. We're probably gonna get Thoughtseize immediately. Yeah. Gross. What did he take? He took my nest. Will Jay's end of his turn? Or right now? Chat, not gonna lie, I kind of like all of those. I do want some lands. We have a trophy. To help keep up with things here. I'm gonna actually snag that forest we just put, I think. We only play one forest, yeah? Yeah, okay. That was my mistake. Chat, I really bundled it there. What Thoughtseizes us? We have second nest, trophy, and Leer. Takes our trophy. And then jams unlicensed hearse. Chat, hearse is pretty good. Does he take our Jays plus our Teru? He does. Not fun for us, chat. Land off the top would be very nice. He'll kill our Geist. Gain us 1. And he just has the Shieldred. Love it. Ooh, a little late on that one, huh? Fast lands coming in. A little painful for us. Little painful for us. That's okay. I mean, he can Mutavault and hit us for 8. Off the hearse. Or better yet. I don't know. I feel like he would, interesting. We're just dead here. We have no removal. We got nothing else. Alright. We did have a sweet game, too. I'll say that. Tiru was hot with Titan's Nest. In Modern, Arclight Judge is pretty hot. Okay, we're gonna keep. We have a piece of ramp, piece of removal, lands that support it, plus a Bale Merc. If we find another land, we can Titan's Nest on 3. We're gonna try our darndest to do it. Top 8 Legacy Showcase Challenge with Mono Black Saga Storm. With what? Ad nauseum? Oh, that's sexy, chat. Kumano faces Kakazan. I think in this case, we're just going to kill that right away. We did find the other land, which is hot. So we can still Bramble Familiar next turn, but I'd rather not have him get all that value out of his 1-drop. Emberheart Challenger. Fuck me, chat. You hate to see it. What kind of Botanical Sanctum? Let's still play this. It's a 2/2. Has to spend a spell on it. Maybe. Well, if we Titan's Nest, we can part the Water Veil the turn after. Unless we want to really hold on to part so that we can... Oh, interesting. Chat, I ate so much pizza today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, let's... he only has... Okay, let's just nest. We have Champion plus Overlord plus Part to mess around with next turn, and we have 2 additional... We have 6 mana at our disposal. If we Champion first... Plus the Surveil off Nest, I think we'll be okay. Maybe. I feel like this deck might want to get rid of the... Where's our thing? I wonder if we just want to get rid of Peer into the Abyss. And then change that out for a second Virtue of Persistence. Ooh, we're about to take a lot here, aren't we? Oh, I should be looking at some of these. Chat, we're taking so much damage right now. Are we dead? 11. We go to 1. Gross. Okay, so how much? We have 3 cards, and we can mill another 4. And then, okay, so let's go black-green. We're going to Balmerk first. And mill ourselves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get back the Familiar. And then we're going to take an extra turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we get to chill for a second. We get to Surveil again. We'll dump that. A land would be decent. Willowgeist. We have 3 cards in there, and then we have another 3 here. So we can Willowgeist, and then part the Water Veil again. Turn that into a 4/4. Oh, I like it. Now it automatically does that for you. It's interesting. Okay. Chat, we're kind of getting somewhere. Barely. We're going to mill that into the yard. We find a Thoughtseize. Not in love with Thoughtseize. We could champion... Get rid of both Thoughtseizes. Fetch a green source. Do we have enough? 4 or 5? Oh, no, we're only at 6 mana. Damn it, chat. Play a Familiar. And pass back. Fuck. Chat, we ran out of steam. And then we're just dead to a Kamano. We were close. We tried. Alright, let's bring in the Fatal Push. And both the Path to Perils. And then the Collective Brutality. I think our low to the ground... I feel like against this deck, Thoughtseize does not feel good. Get rid of Pier. I just really... They're just so much faster than us. I don't know if we want Thoughtseize at all. You keep one in. I guess we can bring a Spell Pierce, but we'll try something like that, boys. What is this? Scam Warp. You know, I still think people should be playing Alrins in a scam deck. Okay. This does stuff. This is pretty good. We're gonna name this on blue to start. Opponent Soulstar mages us. Okay, so let's go brute. Do we just want to do all of it? We'll get some value here. And we're gonna discard like a Kiru and a Balladad. Oh, chat, we missed. Anyways, okay, we at least go to 22 and remove his creature. But he has double Swift Spear plus Kumano plus Quarry Steel. We're disgusting. Disgusting, chat. Okay, that was a good draw. Let's champion here and see where that gets us. Trophy plus Overlord. We're gonna get rid of both of them so I can play Titan's Nest. I wonder if we could also, like, I don't know. We're gonna see Swift Spear, Kumano. And then we're gonna get hit by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did trade out nothing. But we'll probably just block a Swift Spear anyways. God, I forgot Quarry Steel Cutter is not nerfed in this format. Because we are historic players, boys. Ripperino. Alright. We just play a Nest and pass back. We don't really have too much going for us, though. I will say, Nest plus Goldkeeper feels really crazy. But they're also both 4 mana. Which is gross. In Historic, you could definitely play like a... I wonder if you could play this in like a woodland style shell. Because then you have access to Nest whether it's in the yard or not. So we're taking, what? 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 2, 11, 12. And if he has another pump spell, we're dead. Which he does. Chat, they always have another pump spell. Okay. Okay, we're getting destroyed, chat. We're getting clobbered tonight. We are 0-2. But that's the whole point of stream. We are on to match number 3 here with a hand that does more relevant stuff. So let's try this out. Winter Without Seas. Put a hopeless nightmare. Nightmare. We're gonna get rid of part of the water bell. Lead on the old seas. Are we playing against? Yeah, we are. We'll take his talent. What's tomorrow? Monday? Find Darkslick Shores. Abrupt Decay the Fear. We can discard a land. Maybe the Watery Grave. And we'll play Geist. Does he have anything to bounce it back? No. Good for us. We'll play Darkslick into Geist. I mean, we could try this. Oh, he's got no murder to run, too. I like that this deck is around in, like, every format. It's in Standard. And then, like, Estrid's Invitation made it really decent in Historic, and now it's at Pioneer. Pretty gnarly. Dredger's Insight. I'll take that. Let's just play our Mysterized Village and pass. We're looking for a Nest or a Leer or literally anything. Literally anything. It is funny. I will say it's a little interesting to see what people send you that they think is jank. I'm not saying I'm like the authority on it, but it's funny. Like they'll say like, "Oh, here's my jank deck," and it's just like green black elves playing all one-ofs. Like, yeah, pretty crazy. This is jank. I'm like, not quite. If your jank deck is just like mono black vampires, not quite jank. Hopeless Nightmare. Double Thunder Trap is gross for us. And he finds Momentum Breaker, even worse. We're gonna take it like a champ. Part the Water Veil, but we do not have the mana to cast it. We're gonna get Swan for at least 6 here, and then we get Hopeless Nightmare down to 8. So we're just dead. Chat, we're not doing well. We're not doing well at all. Not doing well at all. I don't really want Ashiok. Actually, I wouldn't mind a Thought Distortion. I don't really like this Peer into the Abyss. Not feeling it today, huh? Not feeling it today, boys. What is Heroes Hangout? Oh, that's from Spider-Man, huh? Oh, I know what that is. So this is just mono. This is just green-red Steel Cutter. But you're also playing Legend of Roku. But you're also playing main deck Veil of Summer. Interesting. But why are you playing Malevolent Rumble if you don't have a... Chat, some of these are very confusing. Some of these decks people send me are very confusing. Should I chat a land with no blue sources? A hand with no blue sources? Maybe. Are we gonna get Hopeless Nightmare turn 1? You bet we are. Okay, I'll take a Thoughtseize. Narset and nothing else. Okay. Interesting that he has Fatal Pushes. I don't think he saw that much. Oh, and he finds a Momentum Breaker to get us to discard a card. We find a Bramble Familiar. You know, I say interesting that he's playing Fatal Pushes, and then we draw one of the 6 cards you can Fatal Push. I don't think I hate it, though. I would have liked to land. Blue source would be nice. That's not a blue source, chat. That's not a blue source. Chat, we only have 2 more matches after this. Chat, we only have 2 more matches after this, I'm telling you. Then we're done with it. Oh, he just draws Yorion. Okay. I'm okay with that. And he has Thunder Trap Trainer. Oh, chat. We're in such... Wow, a lot of fatal pushes. And, okay, we're just going to concede this one. No lands. Boys. There's some sweet decks in there. We're going to ball this hands. We'll try this one. I think we're going to get rid of the... We'll part the Water Veil. Actually, I think we might get rid of the Gold Keeper. We're better off trying to jam a nest and then part the Water Veil the second turn after. Craven? Where have you been, young man? Been worried sick about you. We're getting destroyed. I don't know how you... I don't even know where you play Penny Dreadful. Is it MTGO only? Oh, chat. Oh, chat. I really clicked into the right one there. Life is life. Sick of the job, but you know, that's been the same. And then, we're playing a deck I found right before stream on MTG Goldfish, and we're not doing well with it. And, that's where we're at. But we are I'm trying to branch out. We're playing Pioneer. The premise of the deck is really cool. It's just not performing well. And you know what? That's okay. They can't all be winners. They can't all be winners. Most of them aren't winners. We're about to get hit for a lot. Yeah, I do. We were playing it with we're playing it with Kiru in this deck, that 3/3 dragon. Okay, Abrupt Decay is pretty good. We're just gonna fire it off now. But we are just dead, so it's just a little, I don't know. Guys, I think I miss the good old days. I'm not gonna lie to you, I miss the good old days. I really don't like these Thoughtseizes. I miss when I can play a format and I do my thing enchantment in my format and not die. Wow, you could play a lot of cool stuff in Penny Dreadful. Sorry, I'm just like, look at this. You can play freaking Grand Architect War of Invention with Winter Moon and Shackles and like, this is sick. Sorry. I mean, should they put me in charge of Historic? No. But would I add a bunch of shit to Historic that I would very much enjoy? Yes. Maybe I should do an article on shit I want to see in this format. I think they need to nerf some things, buff some things. I like the card pool Historic has, but they need to do better with Alchemy, or take it out, honestly. Or if they're not gonna, I feel like I wouldn't mind if I wouldn't mind if this format got alchemized nerfs but didn't have alchemy. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't mind if this is like the arena only format. Whatever. I guess Timeless is that too. But if they left Timeless untouched. So like take Boros Energy, right? I wouldn't mind if we didn't have any alchemy cards, but they still use digital only nerfs and buffs in Historic. Ocelot Pride and okay, chat, we just got hit for a bajillion. And I don't like it. I should not have played the Willowgeist. I think I just want them to play. I just want them to police the format better. But I know alchemy causes a lot of weird whatever. But yeah, there's not that many that are played. I mean, Steel Cutter's still played here or there. Ocelot Pride's the big one. Guide of Souls is the big one. Galvanic Discharge is the big one. We're just dead. Chat, lucky for you, we only have one more game to play with this. Because we're freaking gamers. See, I don't like these cards, chat. I don't like these cards in our deck. Alright, this is our final match here. We've been getting shit on all day. Okay, this is an okay hand. We have Virtue too. It's all red, baby. Always has been. Marauding Mako. Interesting. Microsynth Gardens? Do we assume he's on a Monument to Endurance shell here? I would assume so. Do you see we're doing a Jim Henson creature shop? Oh, chat, do I know how to pick them or what? I am so good at this. Drop a nest here. Next turn, we can spin Fetch Quest and see how we do. The lore, they said Lorwyn, when we get Lorwyn, they're gonna drop like the trailer for the set that they do, and it's gonna be like the Muppets, like Jim Henson, Dark Crystal style. I think it comes tomorrow. That's pretty cool. I like me. His the Jim Henson, when was that? That documentary? Ooh, chat, that's pretty good. Do we just want to set up a little bit here? Yeah, I think I'd rather just play the Goldkeeper and pass. I think this is a set trailer for what we see on Monday's debut. So we get to see it tomorrow.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Oh.
This is up. Slate in. Brian, take it away.
I don't know if I'm allowed to post this on stream, but isn't this cool? They're doing like a, I don't know. We'll see it tomorrow. It'll be pretty neat. Maybe. I don't think I've ever seen Dark Crystal. What year did that come out? Okay, chat, we're getting strangled. Which is fine, Ooh. We get smacked for 2. So, what do we want to do here? Are we just spinning Familiar? I think we are. We're gonna keep that because it actually fuels us. We can just mill 3 here. And then we can Bramble Familiar. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of a Kiru. Get rid of a Gaze. Maybe we'll find something good. I don't know. What are we looking for? Anything, I guess. Chat, we got nothing good. Love that for us. Well, anyways, next turn we can Virtue, kill something, and then just play the actual tower. And go from there. Mill ourselves. Okay, Geist is pretty good. Do we have enough to do both? We do. Let's kill that Epic here. Jim Henson's dead and gone, but his Muppets will live on. Or do we just chill for a turn? How do we feel about that? Let's just play a Bramble Familiar And pass back. We're at 12. So you're gonna try and snipe our Willow Geist? Tell me about it. I don't want to do anything, dude. Alright. What are we getting here? He's copying his scrapwork mutt. Let's make 2 scrapwork mutts. Okay. My power keeps flickering for some reason. I think we'll double block here. Well, let me make Geist into a 3/3. He might just want fodder to discard. I'm not sure. It's not really doing anything. How many cards do we have? 9? He's at 20. We can do another 3 with Gaze. We can make a pretty big Willow Geist. Scrapwork Mutts. He hasn't really stuck a threat. So we're kind of just eating him up. Pioneer Challenge. 4-color Legends. Chinese playing Gleeful Devil. What the hell is this? Malcolm, Nashi, Rafine, Rona, Fable, Tiny Bones joins up. Kato, Bane of Nightmares. Chat, there's a cool deck happening. You know what? Let's keep a Kiro on top. Or do we want a Virtue? No, let's play a Kiro. Can we do both? I think we can. So now we're gonna start doubling our mana up. I do like if you drag and cast a spell, it lets you select stuff with Titan's Nest, and then you just hit submit 1, and then you keep doing it instead of having to do them all separate, which is kind of hot. Oh my god, look at us go. Look at us go, chat. What are we 0-4? We're 0-4, chat. Just to let you know. I gotta keep stream updated. I guess we'll swing for 8. And then I mean we could swing for 12. And then we could also Kiru, but I think we'll chill for a turn and see what our opponent does. Anyways, how was everyone's New Year? How was the rest of the week? Sorry, opponent. Sorry, opponent. I'm gonna block. Because we have Virtue of Persistence anyways. Dual Strike. What are we topping? Thoughts on cream cheese on grilled cheese? Never done it before. Sounds delicious. I love cream cheese. I'm in. Those are my thoughts. Chat. We died. We got shrapnel comboed. Not what I was expecting out of the mono red artifact deck that did nothing for the first 20 turns. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. You hate to see it. I'm really not a fan of these Thoughtseize. We've been facing nothing but aggro today, huh? It has not been fun. Not been fun at all. Origin Like, do you still use the butter? Yeah, I would still use the butter. You ever meet people that use mayonnaise instead of butter? Those people are wild. Fun fact, Kewpie mayo goes crazy. Love me some Kewpie mayo. Just gagged. You know, Prave, we don't kink shame here. If they want to use, okay, all right, Braven. I can demod you if you want. If that's what it seems what you're trying to tell me is that you hate the responsibility. You name and shame. Jesus, Praven. I thought we were friends. All right, boys. Last game, maybe. I don't like this hand. We're going to keep it anyways. You can't tell me what to do. We are going to start off with a Zygoth, a Triome. And we're going to go from there. That's the way Cookie crumbles. Clockwork Percussionist, take 1. We're off to the races. Beautiful. Assassin's Trophy is pretty good. What am I looking up? Oh. Just mid-range. Opponent is going to swing at us, and we're going to let it happen. See if he plays anything better. He does not. So in that case, we will gaze. Let someone come in liking mail. They're going to get banned. Praven? You're not a Kewpie mayo man? Japanese mayonnaise? That shit goes crazy, dude. I don't know if I should have even kept that spell pierce. Are we gonna get oh no, we're not going to. Okay. What is that? Highway robbery. Okay. The tunes really just took a big turn here. Not a fan of the tunes. We're gonna blow this up now. I don't know if he has a demolition or something. I don't want to deal with it. Okay, I was kind of hoping... Well, we'll see. If he highways robberies and we just spell pierce it and make him... Oh, never mind. We'll spell pierce that instead. Hell yeah. Okay, it worked out for us. I wonder if he'll still robbery or her way to turn. Nothing. Sick. A lot of monument. This is our second monument deck today, too. We just kind of need a land, right? I don't mind Goldkeeper, but we also don't have a whole lot to mess with. And we don't even get to cast this on curve. What are we naming here? Green? Maybe blue, but... Just found some overnight oats in my lunchbox. Is that good or bad? We have to trophy that, right? All right. Chat, we're getting destroyed. I don't know what we're gonna play after this. I'm kind of going through, I don't even know what you would call it, Brewer's block. There's things I want to play, but I'm not like super interested. We do find the Goldkeeper. Okay, so let's play our Titan's Nest out and pass back. We can at least part the water veil next turn. Soaked that hasn't been refrigerated. You better just open that up and take a big old whiff. We don't need a second one of those. All right, chat. What do we got here? Do I have enough to... I have enough to awaken this, yes? On our Velvedoth layer. That's actually pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. That's really hot. Making a 9/9 hexproof is pretty hot. Or a 6/6 hexproof, I'm sorry. Can you imagine it was 9 mana? That'd be crazy. Ooh, we find Abrupt Decay, too. Let's swing for 6 again. Alright, chat. We made a blocker. Watch us get dual striked again. Because I don't respect it. I don't respect it, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I don't respect the dual strike. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna cry. Chat! Chat! I'm sick of it. Isn't this just Hidetsugu's second rights with extra steps? Jesus Christ. We can't even win against a bad aggro deck. Okay. We'll call it there on this one. Jesus Christ. Guys, straight up, this deck's just bad. I know Plum's not the best player, but this deck was bad in this format. Jesus Christ. Who is this by? DJJ. Like I said, really, like, this Willow Dice Nest thing is very cool. We've tried it in Historic. Maybe we should revisit it, because we have such better tools in Historic. Malevolent Rumble, Shifting Woodlands, just seems better suited for this. But on paper, like I said, this looks cool, especially with Bramble Familiar as both a way to ramp in the Nest, plus something to dump that mana into. But, like, really, you're either hitting another Nest, a Balmerk, a Leer. I guess if you hit Leer, you're pretty good. And Virtue of Persistence. But, like, even with Kira Goldkeeper, yes, like, we're doubling our mana, but we had one game, right, where we got to, like, chain together for a while against that Rakdos Midrange deck in match 1. But besides that, we just kind of got overrun. I guess Pioneer's also relatively aggressive at the moment. Steel Cutter, Mice are still a thing. There's a lot going on. But there's just not enough. I feel like there's not enough setup, but also not enough payoff. Right? I do like the idea of Part the Water Veil and like a Saltai Shell with this, because you can, if you can ramp into Nest, you can ramp into this even faster. But overall, we just felt behind in every single game. Even that mono red deck, like, we're doing fine. The last deck we just played, the Artifact one, and then we get like Wombo comboed out of nowhere, and we don't have any heavy interaction, right? Like, I like that we have the versatility of Abrupt Decay and Trophy, but only playing one push seems wrong. Leer is cool, but in this format, you play it, I guess you can try and play it and hold up some extra mana off of Titan's Nest, but it's a 5 mana 3/4 that doesn't often do anything the turn it comes down. So I'm not impressed. We went 0-5, not great. I don't think Peer into the Abyss is good. I guess you're kind of using it to chain yourself, but I don't know. Sideboard seems fine, actually. You got a lot of versatility there, but the main deck itself just was kind of So that's it on this one. We'll revisit Titan's Nest plus Willow Geist in the future, probably in a different format again, because it is a cool little combo you don't see very often. But as for Pioneer and what this deck was trying to do, it did not do it very well. So thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.